What's up, y'all? I've got some good news for you today. We have Jared in the house, and this man just landed a 70K fully remote SDR role in just 28 days. He's here to tell us about his experience and how he got here. So, Jared, man, thank you for being here. The first question I have for you is, can you kind of just break down for us, like, what was life like before joining Sword? What were you doing? What was going on?
Yeah, so before Sword, I did door-to-door sales for pest control. I actually had to travel 36 hours from home to do that, and I brought my family out there. And when we got back, we kind of realized, traveling and being apart, it's just not really what we're looking for. But I do want to stay in sales, so yeah, I just started, scrolling one day and saw an Instagram thing about your Sword program, and yeah, you kind of just talked to me about it, and they made the move to do that.
Wow. So life before Sword, had you even heard of tech sales at all?
No, I had no clue.
No clue.
Yeah.
So you were doing door to door, obviously, weren't able to be super present with your family. How do you feel like that was like for your relationships with like your daughter and your partner?
Yeah, no, it was definitely hard. I mean, I was gone from 9 a.m. till 9 at night while I was out there. And then, they came back eventually during, the season. So I was out there pretty much alone for 2 months. And it kind of hit me a type of way where I just knew I wanted to be home and more present for my daughter, but also, still do something that I enjoy to provide for them.
Wow. And now here you are having not heard of tech sales. And then just 28 days later, you're now sitting with a 70K fully remote tech sales role about to start tomorrow. So can you tell us what life is like now that you've gone through the Sword program?
Yeah, so now I'm gonna be, home every day working, remote, and then I'm only gonna be working till about 5 o'clock. So I'll be there for dinner and be able to put my daughter to sleep and not come home when she's already in the crib asleep. So that's gonna be our new day to day and having weekends available.
Wow, man, God is so good. What
Mm.
what a blessing.
Yes,
Um, so I'm curious, a guy like you, never heard of tech sales. You're in sales, but you're in a very demanding sales role that takes you away from your family. You're on Instagram one day, you're scrolling and you see my face pop up. That takes a lot of guts to go from like that guy to where you are today, having committed to something you didn't know much about, and then now you're on the other side. So can you kind of tell me like why did you actually pick Sword? Why did you choose to partner with me?
yeah. So when we chatted a little bit on Instagram, you were pretty much just straightforward with it. You gave the information how it would be. You actually had a full video for us to watch that, kind of shows you like, hey, this is like a day to day for an SDR and the type sales, and like this is pros and this is cons for certain type of people to see if it would really fit for you. So it was just forward, and it just gave me the answers to all my questions about it.
Okay, so having that like informative approach, but then for you to even go more and say, Jack, I'm going to trust you with my time, my financial resources, and my future with the career. Like, what helped you make that leap to actually pick working with us?
Yeah, I mean, I just think the communication about it as well. You're just very straightforward with everything, and then you had the information, and I kind of did a little bit of my own research on it as well, and I knew this was definitely something I could make my career out of. So I just kind of some research, but also all the information you gave was, I think, a perfect amount for someone to know if they're wanting to jump into tech sales or if they're just shooting up for them.
That's awesome, man. And there's a lot of guys I talk to that are very much like you. They're living the life you live, or at least you lived before this experience where they're making decent money in whatever they're doing. Maybe they know about tech sales, maybe not, but it's just not the future they want. And, we talk, tell them what the program does, how we can help them, how we can support them. But they're actually not able to get over that hump of like committing and making the decision. So what would you say now that you've gone through this? What would you say to someone who's on the fence about actually signing up with us here at Sword to go land a tech sales role?
I'd say do it. I think, just take that risk. There's a big reward, high risk, high reward, but just take that risk and put all your effort into it and you can make it work.
I agree. That's why I love tech sales, man. It's really not about your your past or what you've never done. It's about, hey, do you believe in yourself?
Right.
And do you believe you have hard work and potential? If you do, you can go do this. And Jared, you just proved that, man. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
it was awesome.
when you were working with me, what's something that stuck out to you about my coaching style?
So you, every time I had a question, you answered fairly quickly. I was answering the same day or that next morning if I asked it, pretty late. And I mean, just the guidance, like you didn't like give us the answer when I had the question, but you helped us kind of, figure it out. Like kind of came together to realize, okay, this is the right way to do it. And you were just supporting through it all, days where you struggled or you felt like you didn't do too well in an interview. You were there to kind of, pick you back up and say, it's all right. You got plenty more, sales is a numbers game.
Yeah. Easy with a man like you, just working hard. You didn't give up. You were consistent. Yeah. We had a few little like, oh, that sucks. But you just were like, all right, well, I'm going to keep going. And boom, here we are. So that being said, what would you say, aside from landing the role, what was the biggest result that you feel like we achieved together?
Biggest goal, I'd say, just confidence. Confidence is a big thing. I mean, in sales, confidence is a really big thing. So just confidence out of sales, you got to have as well. Just, do the job to get the job, show that you're confident, that you're willing to do it, and, it'll work out.
Yeah, now you're gonna go into this job and you're gonna clean house, dude. Like you're gonna crush this thing because
Yeah.
you just proved to yourself you could tackle a challenge you knew nothing about. Now you know about it. Now you're gonna certainly crush it.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of people out there, man, that are still looking for jobs and they're trying to get into tech sales and they're just getting rejected. They're not landing interviews. They're not getting the offer. What do you feel like is something that you learned in your time in this program that you think might actually help some other people out there?
Yeah. I think the big thing is you got to do the job to get the job. I mean, they might not answer you when you're, doing the whole outbound process or, trying to get in touch with the hiring manager. They might not answer, but they're going to see it and they're definitely going to take that into consideration. I mean, every time I interviewed, someone brought up, I really liked your process and I liked the video you saw how you were outbounding each hiring manager. So it was just do the job to get the job and it's going to show them that you're willing. You might not be the most qualified, on their interview list, but you're willing to, learn it and do the job. That's a big
I think I think you just brought up some really good points. Like one, just because they're not responding to your outbound efforts, they're definitely seeing your outbound efforts. So when you do get that chance to engage, they already know you. They know your name, which is
Right.
huge. Two, yeah, you probably aren't the most qualified. Who cares? Right. And I think you did a great job with that, Jared, of owning that. Like I remember you literally saying, like, yeah, I know I'm probably not the most qualified for the role, but there's no one that's gonna work harder than I.
Right.
And that's what us hiring managers, that's what we want to hear. Because I will pick hard work over talent any day.
Right.
And so you were able to message that pretty well. So I think those things are super helpful, super valuable. And, I think the thing that helps people the most is just to see a guy like you, Jared, who you had no idea what tech sales was. You were door to door, you were grinding. And here you are 28 days later with a 70K fully remote tech sales role. Man, I'm so proud of you.
Okay. Yeah. No, it was awesome. I
Awesome.
thank you as well for, showing me how to do it and letting me, build that confidence to get a job like this.
Well, I'm so proud, man. Congrats to you and your family and your future together.